Hello, so I'm here for math. So yesterday we did 10 more, 10 less, 1 more, 1 less. I think that was a pretty quick, easy review. I think you guys did fine with that. So we're going to move on to fact families. So we did quite a bit with fact families, and we had our little tricks that we'll talk about. But we're going to do probably the rest of the week on fact families. Okay, so you're going to get this page, this packet. This is complete each fact family. Now I'm going to show you that I went ahead and numbered the pages just because it was really hard for me last week not to be able to tell you page numbers. So I just went ahead and numbered each page. So I put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So you can see I numbered it all the way to the very last page, which is 18. Okay, so if it's easier for you to do that, I would recommend that because I'm going to refer to page numbers just so you know, because it's easier for me to do that. So I just went ahead and numbered all the way 1 to 18. If you want your parents to help you do that, that's fine, or if you want to do it yourself, you can. So we're going to do fact families. So if you remember, fact families always use the same 3 numbers. So up at the very top, it gives me 3 numbers. It gives me 2, 5, and 7. And from those 3 numbers, I am able to create 4 problems. So I'm going to do 2 addition problems and 2 subtraction problems. Now, if you remember, I taught you that once you get your 2 addition problems, all you have to do to get your subtraction problems is to write the addition problems backwards. Okay? So to get those subtraction, you can write them backwards. So I gave you tricks to make this a lot easier. So here, it gives us the problems that it created. We just simply have to put the answers. So we're going to start this way. Then we'll move into more where you have to start writing the problems. Okay? But if I have 2, 5, and 7, I know 7 is my biggest number. So first off, I know in my addition sentences, 7 has to be the sum or the answer. Okay? I also know that 7 in my subtraction problems has to be my whole, or the biggest number that I start with. Okay? So here I have 2 plus 5 equals what? Well, what is the only number up here that I haven't used? The only number I haven't used is 7. So I know that 2 plus 5 equals 7. Then all I have to do to find the second addition sentence is do the turnaround fact. So remember, when you do a turnaround fact, you just changed the order of your 2 add-ins. So this time I put 2 and then 5. Well, if I want to change the order, I'm just going to put the 5 first and the 2 second. So 5 plus 2 equals 7. And I'm going to write 7 again. Then remember, I told you that in order to get your subtraction problems, you just have to write your addition problems backwards. So if I look here, I could go 7 minus 2 equals what? 5. So all I did to get this, 7 minus 2 equals 5, is I read this addition problem backwards. So then for my fourth problem, or my second subtraction problem, I'm simply going to read this one backwards. So 7 minus 5 equals 2. So here, 7 minus 5 equals 2. The other thing I can do is just look, what 2 numbers did I not use? I used the 7, I used the 2, so obviously this is going to be 5. Here, I used the 7, I used the 5, the only number I haven't used is the 2. So remember, in fact families, you're using all the same numbers, just in different orders. Okay, so let's look here. 8 plus 3 equals, what's the only number I haven't used? 11. Then I'm going to do the turnaround fact. So I'm just going to change the order of my add-ins. So last time I started with 8. This time I'm going to start with 3. So 3 plus 8 equals 11. To get my subtraction problems, remember 11 is my biggest number in my whole, so it has to be the one I start with. So 11 minus 8 equals what? 3. And 11 minus 3 equals 8. So I get my answer by just reading my addition problems backwards. Okay, let's look at this next one. 6 plus 2 equals 8. I just do the turnaround fact for the other addition problem. 2 plus 6 equals 8. Then I have 8 minus 6 equals 2. And 8 minus 2 equals 6. Okay, let's look over here. 3 plus 4 equals, what's the only number I haven't used? 7. I do the turnaround fact. 4 plus 3 equals 7. Then I'm going to look at my subtraction problems. So 7 minus 3 equals what? 4. And 7 minus 4 equals 3. So I'm just reading those problems backwards to get my answers. Okay, let's look at this one. So I have the numbers 3, 5, and 8. So 3 plus 5 equals 8. Turnaround fact. 5 plus 3 equals 8. Then I'm going to read those subtraction problems backwards. 8 minus 3 equals 5. And 8 minus 5 equals 3. Okay, now we have the problems 5, 4, and 9. So here I have 5 plus 4 equals, what's the only number I haven't used? 9. Then I'm going to do the turnaround fact. 4 plus 5 equals 9. Then I'm going to read them backwards. 9 minus 5 equals 4. That's the only number I haven't used. And 9 minus 4 equals 5. Okay, so you should have done page 1 with me. All right, let's turn your page and flip it over. So now we're going to be on page 2, because remember that's what I told you I numbered my pages, so number 2. So we're going to do the exact same thing. I'm going to go a little bit quicker on this one through it. So we're going to go 2 plus 3 equals 5. The turnaround fact, 3 plus 2 equals 5. Then I'm going to read it backwards. 5 minus 2 equals 3. 5 minus 3 equals 2. Okay, let's look at the next one. It says 1, 3, and 4. So 1 plus 3 equals 4. Turnaround fact, 3 plus 1 equals 4. Then I'm going to read it backwards. 4 minus 1 equals 3. 4 minus 3 equals 1. Okay, we have 1, 2, and 3. So 1 plus 2 equals 3. The turnaround fact is 2 plus 1 equals 3. Then I'm going to read it backwards. 3 minus 1 equals 2. 3 minus 2 equals 1. Okay, now I have 1, 4, and 5. So 1 plus 4 equals 5. The turnaround fact, 4 plus 1 equals 5. Then I'm going to read it backwards. 5 minus 1 equals 4. 5 minus 4 equals 1. Okay, here, 1, 5, and 6. So 1 plus 5 equals 6. Turnaround fact, 5 plus 1 equals 6. Then I'm going to read them backwards. 6 minus 1 equals 5. 6 minus 5 equals 1. So I'm just using all the numbers. Okay, here, 2 plus 4 equals 6. Turnaround fact, 4 plus 2 equals 6. Then I'm going to read them backwards. 6 minus 2 equals 4. 6 minus 4 equals 2. Okay? All right, go ahead and flip your page over. So on this page, it's a little bit different. Here is where we get a little bit harder, and you have to write the problems. So I'm going to do this page with you, and then you're going to have a few pages to do like this on your own. Okay? So here, up at the top of the house, because it's a fact family and you live in the same house, you have 9, 2, and 7. So 9 is my whole, remember? These are my two add-ins, or my two parts. Okay? So we have to think about this. So in our addition problems, 9 is going to be our sum or our answer. In the subtraction problems, it's going to be the whole that we have to start with. So now we have to actually write the problems. Okay, so here I need to write the two addition problems. So I'm going to just start here and read left to right. So I'm going to go 2 plus 7 equals 9. So I'm going to write that in here. So 2 plus 7 equals 9, because I know that 9 has to be my sum or my whole. Okay, then I'm just going to do the turnaround fact. So I'm going to look here and I'm going to read backwards. So I'm going to go 7 plus 2 equals 9. So here I'm going to put 7 first, the 2 is second, and then my whole is still 9. Okay, now I need to do my subtraction problems. So in order to do my subtraction problems, I'm just going to write my addition problems backwards. So I'm going to start with 9, so because I know that's my whole. So 9 minus 7 equals 2. Then I'm going to read my second one. 9 minus 2 equals 7. So all I did was write this one backwards. Okay, let's look at this next one. We have 7, 3, and 4. So I know, again, my whole is 7, so that's going to be my sum or my answer in the addition problem. And I also know that it's going to be my whole or the beginning of my subtraction problem, because I have to start with the biggest number. Okay, so let's look here. 3 plus 4 equals 7. So I'm just going to write that. 3 plus 4 equals 7. Then I'm going to just go the opposite way. 4 plus 3 equals 7. So I'm going to put 4 plus 3 equals 7. Now I'm just going to write them backwards. So I'm going to start here and I'm going to go 7 minus 4 equals 3. Then I'm going to read this one backwards. 7 minus 3 equals 4. Okay, let's look at this one. So now my numbers are 8, 6, and 2. So my two add-ins are 6 and 2. So I'm going to read it this way. I'm going to go 6 plus 2 equals 8. Then I'm going to read it the opposite way. 2 plus 6 equals 8. So I'm going to go 2 plus 6 equals 8. Then I'm going to read them backwards. So 8 minus 2 equals 6. So I'm going to go 8 minus 2 equals 6. Then I'm going to read this one backwards. 8 minus 6 equals 2. So I'm going to go 8 minus 6 equals 2. Okay, then let's do this next one. So we have 6, 5, and 1 as our numbers. So I'm going to go 5 plus 1 equals 6. Then I'm going to read it the opposite way. 1 plus 5 equals 6. Okay, then I'm going to read them backwards. 6 minus 1 equals 5. So that's what I'm going to write. 6 minus 1 equals 5. Then I'm going to read this one backwards. 6 minus 5 equals 1. So 6 minus 5 equals 1. Okay, so today what I want you to do is you're going to practice doing this on your own. So you're going to complete for me page 4, which is exactly like what we just did together. So you're going to do page 4. You're going to do page 5. And then you're going to turn your page and flip it over. And you're going to do page 6. So I want you to do 3 pages practicing this on your own. So you're going to do pages 4, 5, and 6 and have your parents turn that into me. Okay, so you're working on those fact families and how to work on those numbers. All right, so I hope you guys have a good day and I will talk to you tomorrow.